We're here with head coach Justin Young after the final score 76-71. Grandview picks up the win. Coach, your team competed in this game, kept pace for the most part. Unfortunately had that scoring drought to begin the fourth, but your team never threw in the towel, never gave up.
No, they did a really good job. I thought that it would have been easy to. We got down 11, I believe it was. Got down 11, and it would have been easy to throw in the towel and give it up. I was super happy in their fight and their effort that they gave to make it interesting at the end. We had a couple layups at the end that if they would have fallen our way, who knows what would have happened. It might have been a 2-point game, a 3-point game, and at that point in time, you never know. Panic mode sometimes sets in with the opposing team, and who knows what would have happened.
KJ played a heck of a game, 3 of 9 from distance, had 3 blocks, 2 steals. She was all over the floor today, just one of her better performances.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I was before. I don't really come out for warm-ups. I don't really watch a whole lot of it. I kind of stay in my office, stay to myself, and I was sitting there reading I got an article that's published from when I was at Battle, and she played for me, and we beat Rockbridge for the first time in school history, and she dropped 25. And just reading that and thinking, oh man, let's give this kid a good game, and she came out and had a pretty good performance.
What do you think could have been done in this game to maybe get you over the top? Is there anything defensively to try to limit what they were able to do, or just anything that may have been a difference maker in this one?
Defensively, we gave up too many points. We gave up 76. That's not been really our MO, and we 2 possessions. All we kept talking about in the locker room was guys like all we got to do is be one possession better, one possession better, one possession better, and they ended up being 2 possessions. 2 possessions better than or 3. I guess when you look at it, probably 3 possessions in order for us to win the game. And so just we had some miscommunication. We had some bad peels. We lost sight of where 22 was at a few times, and so that hurt us. Offensively, we scored 71 points, and we left some layups on the table that we needed to convert.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to seeing you against Missouri Baptist this coming Wednesday.
Yeah, one more home game. Get out and support. It'll be the last time you guys see us here unless something crazy happens, in the tournament for us to get a home game. So get out and support.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
We'll have the men's game coming up in just a few moments. Good afternoon and welcome into Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette. As it's a big one today for the Eagles of Central Methodist as they take on the Vikings of Grandview. Vikings currently third in the PRS, CMU fourth. A chance for the Eagles to stay on pace and maybe have a chance to get to that third seed in the conference, for the conference tournament. Grandview on the road today, 6-3 away from Des Moines, 18-7 overall, 13-5 in conference play. They've won 6 in a row. CMU 17-8 overall, 11-6 in conference play. They've won their last 3 and are on a 6-game home win streak, coming off of an overtime win over Culver Stockton, 89-81 this past Wednesday. We'll let Gary Linhart take you through the starting lineups. We'll have tip-off in just a moment.
At guard, 6-foot twin senior number 0, Jackson Young. At forward, 6'6" junior number 2, Lucas Helms. At guard, 6-foot junior number 5, Devion Gaston. At forward, 6'4" senior number 30, Patrick Worrell. And at forward, 6'8" senior number 44, Joe Knudsen. Vikings led by head coach Dennis Schaefer. He's assisted by Tyler Long, Ryan Horton, and Jackson Golightly. And now, Eagle fans, it's time to introduce tonight's starters for your Central Methodist Eagles. At guard, the 6-foot senior out of Mexico, Missouri, number 2, Isaiah Reeves. At guard, the 6-foot freshman from Columbia, Missouri, number 3, Isaiah Bonaparte. At forward, a 6'7" senior from Paris, France, number 5, Robin Gay. At guard, a 6'6" senior out of Malmö, Sweden, number 8, Tyson Ogena. And at forward, a 6'8" junior from St. Louis, Missouri, number 13, Austin Brenner. Your Eagles led by head coach Matt Sherman. He's assisted by Forrest Hicks, Jared Fisher, and Caleb Stevens. Go Eagles!
Gary Linhart doing a phenomenal job as always. Grandview in the all-black road uniform, CMU in the home grays. I'm Aaron Mosier with the Eagles Hall of Famer Dave Fox. Big one today, Dave.
Huge one. At home court as always, Aaron, and another big opportunity for Central Methodist, especially when you're playing a team that's currently ranked higher than you in the conference. You talked about a lot of crazy matchups today. We're seeing some scores already come in that, as always, have the chance to change the heart of the American Conference and where things stand.
Grandview will start with the basketball. A highly efficient basketball team. Second best field goal percentage in the Heart, 47.5%. And they shoot 36% from beyond the arc, third best in the conference. These are the 5th and 4th teams in points per game, respectively, in the Heart. It's going to be all about if the Eagles can limit their own mistakes against a team that is so good at doing that themselves. Jackson Young, their leading scorer. This is Lucas Helms with the basketball. He's had a good stretch of play recently, and he pulls up over Reams and gets help from the rim. He had 27 points against Park in their last win, 71-64, and also 27 in their one-point victory over William Penn, where they held the Statesmen to 38% from the field. Tyson Ogene, he's had a good stretch of play. He drains that one.
Just like you finished on Wednesday night, Aaron. That 28 points was on fire. What a great start.
He had a career high that day against the Wildcats. Young on the drive, flips it up, missed it. Austin Prater comes down with it. Raphael Gay looking for a better performance than what he had against the Vikings in Des Moines. He was held to 7 points, 4 rebounds against the Vikings back in January. Bonaparte, a tough pull-up goes.
Nice pick and roll that time with the big guy from Central. Bonaparte drew a much taller, less athletic post player. Nice turnaround jump shot.
Jackson Young against Prater, moves it outside to Knutson. Helms spins up under, got it. Davian Gaston, a 6-foot junior from Dyersville, averaging 17 a game and has paired really well with Jackson Young. Prater sets his feet off the heel. Grandview averaging just under 80 points a game. Here's a triple try, and it goes for Patrick Worrell. Just about everybody on the floor can shoot for that.
Absolutely. I was going to make that comment. You talked about scoring 80 a game. You can certainly see where those points come from.
Again, a jumper, not a great look. It's off of Prater, Grandview possession. It's been 12 straight games for Ogene in double figures. He's continued to find his legs and his footing as the season has progressed. Helms sends it outside to Young. Young attacks, it's in the lane, great pump fake, and flips it in.
The word you used at the beginning was efficiency. Boy, they talk about this Grandview basketball team. They are great footwork. Players know what their abilities are. A couple of really nice downhill mid-range jump shots early in this game.
Prater stepped on the sideline. So Eagles down 9-5. 3 minutes and change into this one. Vikings on track to pick up their first winning season since 21-22. That was their last national tournament appearance as well. They've been right at the 500 mark, just a bit short of that the past couple of years. Jackson Young has been part of the resurgence for the Vikings under longtime head coach Dennis Schaefer. There's a turnover. Helms threw it into traffic. Rafael Gay has Helms. Of course, he sees the double team. He's had to learn how to handle that better as the season has progressed, and that's a blocking foul against Helms.
You know, there have been times, Aaron, where Gay gets the ball and the double team comes from different locations. Sometimes it doesn't come aggressively. It's coming aggressively this evening, and those doubles are coming hard and fast, and so he's going to know they're coming and when they're coming. He's just got to make some great decisions when they do come.
Prater off the window. Hustle pays off for CMU. Down by a deuce. Lucas Helms almost traveled. Worrell outside, and Gaston leaves it short. Eagles are 11-7 versus Grandview since 2016, and one for Isaiah Reams. Eagles looking for some revenge after they fell in Des Moines 83-73 in the first game of this semester. Reams had 17 points in that one, a top 5 scorer in the Heart. Unable to convert the three-point play, so we're tied at 9 apiece. Helms, finger roll, no. And a foul as he tried to put back.
Yeah, both teams offensively shooting the ball really well to start this basketball game as we approach the first media timeout.
Helms, a 6'6" junior from Lincoln, Nebraska. Transferred from Concordia, Nebraska, where he dealt with some injuries in his time there. But has really fleshed out his game this season. 15.5 points a game for the Vikings. 2-point advantage for Grandview. Rafael Gay against Knutson, and he draws the foul. Good to see Rafael Gay in attack mode.
Absolutely. Also, nice screen to start that action. He worked himself to the left blocks. Good post entry. As you know, he is very difficult to defend one-on-one. That's why almost every time he catches the basketball in the post area, he's going to get a double and has been most of the year.
Eagles are 0-6 when Rafael Gay scores 11 or fewer points. He is averaging 21 points per game in wins, just 10 in the Eagles' losses this year. And Rafael Gay is the X factor in a ball game. He is hard to defeat.
We didn't even talk about what he does on the defensive end.
Absolutely. It was just the
last Wednesday.
Right, the Hart Defensive Player of the Week this past week. He had 3 blocks, 15 points, 7 rebounds against Culver Stockton on Wednesday. Helms behind the back. Worrell thought about it. Ate on the shot clock. He attacks against Reams and got to his spot. That's a difficult matchup for Reams. Worrell 6'4". Reams just 6 foot. Reams wants the screen, gets it to Gay, and that's a reach and foul on Young. So we've hit the under 15 timeout. First personal on Young. Grandview leads CMU by just 2, 13-11. We'll step aside on the Urban Edge Network. Set to return to action on the Urban Edge Network. CMU trails Grandview 13-11. Very important game. 2 top 4 teams in the Hart. Grandview 3rd, right now CMU 4th.
And I think, Aaron, after the first media timeout, both teams are playing pretty well on the offensive end. I think that's going to be the key. Is if one team has an offensive struggles or goes through a period of time not scoring, because both these teams are very good offensively.
Rafael
Nice.
Gay able to recollect and put it in. Rafael Gay, a top 5 scorer in the Hart. Best field goal percentage, almost 65% in the conference. Worrell drives again on Reams. They like that matchup. That pays off again.
Yep, you talked about the size, not only the size, but also the length. Just kind of got bullied that time, Isaiah Reams did.
They're trying the same thing Culver Stockton did against
Correct, yep.
Isaiah Bonaparte. Pick on one of the guards. Skip pass over to Bonaparte. He attacks against Young, moves it. Reams open in the corner. Short. Lucas Helms moves it up top. Gaston off the bounce and just a free run to the bucket. No help.
Yep. Part of that too, Aaron, you talked about the shooting ability of this Grandview basketball team. All 5 on the floor right now can shoot beyond the 3-point arc. Central's got to respect that. Got to do a better job on their perimeter defense at their closeouts.
Prater throws it away. Young, finger roll left it short, and Prater pulls down the miss. He catches a break. Ogene sets his feet, then moves it to Gay, and he's fouled. Foul on O'Shawn Jones-Winslow.
What a nice pass that time.
Unselfish play.
Absolutely. Had a shot to shoot the three, one of the better, if not the best, three-point shooter on the Central Methodist basketball team. Found a teammate running the right side of the floor in Gay. Very unselfish play.
TJ Perkins in for CMU, along with Davian Giddy. This is interesting without Knutson on the floor. Now you have an advantage with Raphael Gay against Jones-Winslow. We'll see how it's handled by Grandview. Bonaparte off the crossover into the corner. Perkins pump fake, baseline out to Giddy. Perkins open. That's well off. And ricochets out for Grandview. Jones-Winslow leaves it outside to Davis. And that's an air ball, so an ugly sequence both ways.
It is windy outside, Aaron, I will tell you that. Blowing from the north. Raining too.
Almost another turnover for CMU, all over the place.
Yeah, settle down, yes, just take your time.
Hill, a shot clock ripped away. Gaston with the steal against Bonaparte. And it's a Butterfingers moment for both sides.
Central's got to feel fortunate. Live ball turnover there had numbers. Bonaparte nice getting back.
Helms against Giddy. Grandview, one of the best in the nation at not turning it over. 10.5 turnovers a game, top 25 nationally. Helms off the heel. 4-point lead for Grandview. 11:30 remaining in this first half. Perkins. He's up top, Bonaparte swing, Giddy in rhythm. Got it.
Nice. Good ball reversal that time. Bonaparte had a chance to break the defense down. Decided to send it one more. Big shot by Giddy.
And CMU catches a break, honestly, getting that foul before Helms had the answer of a three. Jones-Winslow hit the deck. And that's the first personal foul on Giddy. Whirl in for Helms.
And we've got a discussion here. There's no question there was a foul. I believe the discussion was the release of the shot before or after the foul was called. This could be interesting because, as you mentioned, the three-point shot did go. Critical point in this game.
So as you mentioned, they'll take a look at the monitor. Updated PRS coming into the day. Graceland at the top. And if they have the best record overall in the conference, then they will take the first seed in the tournament and also take the first bid into the national tournament. William Penn in second, 4.06 points. You have Grandview at 3.81, CMU 3.5, Benedictine 3.41. And so that brings us to the score update from around the heart. And we have an upset in St. Louis. Missouri Baptist defeats Graceland 75-67. And Mount Mercy defeats Benedictine for the second time this year, 77-70. The Mustangs get the win in Cedar Rapids. So a result that helps CMU, gives them a little more breathing room in conference. But again, a chance today to pick up one of their best wins of the year. Gaston open from straight away, got it. So the Vikings did not get the three on the review, but still end up getting a triple regardless. 20-16 lead for Grandview. O'Genny off a couple of picks. Well defended by Davis Jr. Bonaparte feeds it. Perkins inside, tough contest, missed it. And it's off of Grandview, so CMU gets the possession back.
Boy, Perkins, I think Aaron just lost that ball going up, and fortunate for Central Methodist, the ball stays with them.
One thing to keep a lookout for is if the Eagles can get any offensive rebounds. Bonaparte, that's that to go right over the front of the rim. And maybe Worrell lost a contact.
Yeah, we've got some blood, one of the two.
Yeah, looks like he took a shot to the face and maybe to the nose. So he'll have to be subbed out, and that brings back in Lucas Helms.
And how about Isaiah Bonaparte? Continues to be a positive addition to the starting lineup since shortly after Christmas.
Davis Jr. sidestep. Jones wins low, back to Davis, long triple, short. Eagles pick up a stop, down by 2 as we've hit the under 10 media timeout. Back and forth game, both sides keeping pace, hitting a couple of triples. Giddy getting involved. Gaston has poured in 7 points thus far for the Vikings. We'll step aside on the Urban Edge Network. .51 to play in the first half. Grandview up by just a deuce, 20-18 over CMU. Give you a score update in Canton. Missouri Valley leads Culver Stockton 16-10. William Penn leads Mid-America Nazarene 21-19. Park and Baker will be getting underway as it's just a final week of regular season play in the conference. Eagles close out the 4-game homestand today, and then on Wednesday versus Missouri Baptist will close out the regular season at Peru State. As we talked about in that Culver-Stockton game, much better February thus far for the Eagles in the past couple of years. They're 3-0 in this month and trying to pick up one of their best wins of the season today to continue that.
You know, Aaron, we've got a great half-court game. Nothing full court by either team at this point in time. Both teams playing straight man. The execution on offense has been very good by both these teams, and just as I say that, we see a little three-quarter court soft pressure by the Vikings.
Reams against Helms, swings it into Prater. Turnaround double, O'Genny sets his feet, and he drains it.
He called for it. We talked about Prater had a size advantage. Great execution by the Central Methodist Eagles.
O'Genny shooting with a lot of confidence right now. Averaging over 15 points a game for CMU. Gaston tries to work around Reams. Great recovery and a better shot.
Boy, Gaston's got a quick, explosive first step, doesn't he? Wow.
He's averaging 17 a game for Grandview. Transfer in from Iowa Central Community College. He's really exploded onto the scene this year. Off the screen, Giddy pops. Finds the cutting Prater out to Ogene. Great ball movement. Short. Young spins against Reams, and he missed it. Ogene hustles. CMU has the numbers advantage for a moment. And there it is. Great pass by Reams. Great hustle the length of the floor.
Great transition by Central Methodist. Started on the defensive end. Good contest. Excellent pass by Reams.
First lead of the day for CMU, up by 1. And a foul as Jones Winslow went to the rack.
You know, it makes this fun for you and I to watch, and for the people here, certainly live and on the stream, is both these teams offensively, how they share the basketball, how they move the basketball, and how every possession they attack from so many different angles, people, personnel, and ways. Just very entertaining basketball to watch.
Jones Winslow puts in the front end, 57% the foul line this year. Reams takes his seat. Bonaparte is in.
Looks like both coaches are going to play 8, maybe 9 players this afternoon.
So Grandview retakes the lead. Luke Hart into the game for the first time, replacing Young. Eagles averaging 14 assists a game, top 5 in the Hart. I think that chemistry has improved, especially in this second semester. That's batted. Giddy recovers. One apart, one-on-one. Out to Giddy. He'll try. Short. Great leap by Perkins, but a better rebound by Jones Winslow. Gaston outside, triple, air ball, too strong, off the hands of Chido. Bonaparte, skip pass, Perkins will try from the corner, short. And that's been the case for the Eagles all on that side of the floor. Gaston attacks and he draws the foul. Is that just a product of, you know, the Eagles are trying to step back to the three-point line and they're just not getting enough legs into it?
No, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. The other thing, too, they are skip passing more than I've seen them as of recent time. You know, the ball reversals gone around the perimeter, and Grandview's done such a great job with their help defense that the skip pass is available. And, you know, sometimes when the ball comes from a different angle, it may affect things, but it's not that they're bad shots. They're good shots on both ends. A lot of good, you know, shot selection has been very good so far in this game.
Gaston, a 68% foul line shooter. Splits the pair to give Grandview a 2-point advantage. 7:18 to play first half. Puckett Fieldhouse Eagles defending a 6-game home win streak. Grandview has won 6 straight themselves.
And one. Ooh.
That won't fall for Ogene. It's to the stripe. First personal on Luke Hart, 16 fouls on the Vikings, 5 on the Eagles. First one goes for Ogene. Tied up at 25 apiece. Lucas Helms navigates, flips it up and in. He'll get it. Steps through, finds Bonaparte. Short. Perkins mixes in, but unable to grab it. Helms in between 2 defenders, and that's a charging foul.
Isaiah Reeves. Actually, that was Ogene. Great hustle.
And these are big minutes right now for the Eagles with Reams and Gay on the bench. As Matt Sherman tries to buy some rest for him. And as I say that, Raphael Gay will return to action. Looks like for Giddy.
Giddy knocked down a three earlier in the game. Solid. You know, the pace of this game is relatively slow, Aaron, and substitution patterns, time may not be as big of an issue as it would be in some of the other games we've seen. Both teams are taking some time on the offensive end. Haven't seen anything full court yet.
Raiders triple is short, and Raphael Gay picks up an over the back foul, his second personal.
Tough decision for Coach Sherman. I don't think he has a choice with 6:16 remaining.
So that'll bring Big Tom into the game.
Yep.
This is a very difficult game for a player like Big Tom. Just all five guys can drive, and all five can shoot. Gaston goes at Big Tom, and man, he's having himself a good first half. That's 12 points for Gaston. 4-point lead for Grandview. Ogene tries to work inside. Grandview, one of the best defensive teams in the conference. Bonaparte, whoa, jumper, rattles in. Might have gotten away with a little bit of an extension. Don't blow the whistle, so it's a 2-point game. Jones-Winslow on the roll, through the foul.
Yeah, just simple ball screen action that time. And again, you made the comment a little bit earlier about Gaston and being such an explosive player. And when he's got the basketball, he's got 10 eyes. Central Methodist players on the defensive end are all watching him because of his ability to get downhill and attack. Leads the team with 12 points that time. Good pick and roll action. Excellent pass. You can see why this Grandview team is where they are in this conference on both ends of the floor. Very well coached, run a lot of good stuff, great action. They've got the personnel to do it.
When you come into a game coaching against a team that doesn't make a ton of mistakes, that's efficient on the offensive end, they don't allow a ton of second chance points, as I was talking about. They only allow 7 offensive rebounds a game. That's top 15, top 10 in the country. That doesn't give you a lot of opportunities. So what's the mindset coming into the game? You don't want your guys to press and think, oh, if we make one mistake, then we're going to get out of hand. What do you think about coming into a game?
I made that comment a little bit. You can't have, runs, negative runs. You can't have 4 or 5 possessions without a bucket. At the same time, Central Methodist is doggone good too. You've got some great personnel. Play within yourself. Play as a team. Don't try to do things by yourself. And again, it's a 4-point game with 5 minutes to go. I think both these teams offensively have executed very well.
Okay, almost got some help. Prater got a tie-up. Possession stays with CMU. And we've hit the under 5 timeout. 4:58 to play in the first half. 4-point game back and forth between Grandview and CMU. We'll step aside on the Urban Edge Network. We return to action in Puckett Fieldhouse. Grandview 31, CMU 27, 4:58 to play in the first half. Thank you for joining us on the Urban Edge Network. Eagles 3-0 to start February, a 3-game win streak. Ogene open from straight away, off the heel. A set that they like, and unfortunately Ogene can't pay it off that time.
Couldn't get a better look than that.
Eagles now 3 of 13 from beyond the arc to start. And now Grandview almost got one back, missed by Chido. Big Tom denied. Ogrodnik with a deflection. Gaston continues his superb first half. 14 points for the junior.
He just like glides, Aaron. So explosive, got phenomenal body control, and what a player.
Heck of a pickup for Dennis Schaefer. Bonaparte can't get bounce.
We talk about those runs you got to prevent against this Grandview's offense. Big time stop required here by the Central Methodist Eagles.
And Elaine Ogrodnik got it. This is a struggle right now for Matt Sherman's group without Reams and Gay on the floor. Both Reams and Raphael Gay with 2 fouls each. And that's really forced the Eagles to figure things out with either one of them on the floor. And that's led to an 8-point deficit.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a 4-0 run within less than a minute. And again, Grandview's not doing anything spectacular. They're playing within themselves, playing within their offense. Bonaparte had a nice take, just missed the layup, and it's just, it gets this time of year, in this competition, there's just such a small margin for error against quality opponents. And we talked about that early in this game. Got to be careful with those runs. Good timeout here by Coach Sherman. Wouldn't be surprised to see something, maybe zone pressure here by Grandview, and hopefully Coach Sherman's got a good set. But I think the most important, you said going into this, you got Reams and Gay on the bench for Central Methodist with some foul trouble.
Who can step up off the bench for CMU? Ogene will try again, and it's just not his day thus far. Hopefully those eventually fall for Ogene. 8 on the shot clock. Bonaparte has to go. Off the switch against Whirl. And that out of bounds. Shot clock down to 2. They run the set for Prater. Good feed inside, but he's blocked. And he doesn't get a shot off. Ogrodnik with the recovery.
Central got everything they wanted, Aaron, right there. And good defense by Grandview, and Prater just couldn't. At a minimum there, I think you want to create contact, right? Get to the free throw line, and good defense that time by the Vikings.
Jackson Young keeps the basketball. Davis Jr. against Prater. On the drive, rejected. Prater sends it out of play. The Eagles had 5 blocks against Culver Stockton on Wednesday. .241 remaining in the first half. The Eagles looking for a stop and a run on the offensive end. Davis, that won't go. It's off of Prater. Jackson Young will inbound. He's had a couple of big performances against the Eagles in his time. 27 points in January, and then he had 31 points against the Eagles back in 2023. There's a travel by Ogrodnik.
I believe you're going to get a timeout here by Grandview.
So Dennis Schaefer calls a timeout. We'll keep it with you. It's on the floor. 2:31 to play in the first half. Grandview still up by 8. Dennis Schaefer in his 28th season. He's been the head coach of the Vikings since 1998. Top 20 in wins with active coaches and the all-time wins leader at GVU. And he just continues to do his thing. He's got a guy like Jackson Young who's been there for several years in a row now.
Yep.
And they just played their disciplined brand of basketball.
Well, respect to him. You know, in this climate culture of college basketball, just basketball in general, be able to stick with it, believe in what you believe in. Again, love what this team does offensively, being kind of a retired, love the game of basketball type person. He's also got a great staff. Tyler Long's been with him for a long time. Tyler from Warrensburg, Missouri, played under Coach Chris Nemo. Great coach, Hall of Fame caliber coach there, and he's got a good staff, and they know what they're doing, and been very impressive so far tonight in this game.
Jackson Young appearing in his 108th game, 76 start, and a Grandview uniform.
And again, you and I have talked about it before, the value of having somebody who's been within a program, certainly has been with Coach for a long, long time. We see so much turnover in all of college basketball now. I think that's such an asset, and it's one of the reasons why they're having a great year.
Young, the second team All-Heart last year. Great reversal over to Giddy. Decides not to shoot, not on the shot clock. Bonaparte keeps the dribble. Shot clock still winding down. Great defensive possession until Ogene sets his feet, and that one rattles in.
First time we've seen zone by the Vikings tonight, Aaron, and good find, and Ogene again, been shooting the lights out. Big bucket for Central.
His third triple of the day. He's now 3 of 7 from distance. Chiodo to Davis. Shot clock down to 8. Great off-ball screen whirl. Off the flare, skips it out, and a 3 try is short for Chiodo. CMU picks up a stop. 1:25 to play, first half. Eagles looking for a big win in Puckett Fieldhouse today. Right now, Isaiah Reams and Raphael Gay off the floor, each with 2 fouls. Giddy got a bucket.
Got downhill, gathered himself. What an impressive move that time by Giddy, and 8-point lead narrowed down to 3 with 1 minute remaining here in the first half.
5 points out of the Grandview timeout. Young off the jab step and hesitation against Bonaparte. What footwork, and the persistence pays off with an and one. That's just veteran savvy right there. Didn't panic when he was initially stopped.
Yep.
Kept that pivot foot, found the leverage. He has a chance for a 3-point play. That's what he's done to the Eagles in his time. Yeah, double figures against CMU 4 times in his career. It's been 2 straight wins for the Vikings over CMU. They won in this building 65-60 last year. It was their first win in this building since 2020 previously. Young unable to make a 3-point play. 5-point lead for Grandview. Young picks up the steal. Jones wins low, finger rolls it in. About a 4-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Foul as Riley Edwards was holding on to Ogene.
Yep. I don't believe that's what you wanted. If you're Grandview, clock stop.
Eagles in the bonus.
Yep. Plus the foul was about 30 feet from the basket or so.
18 fouls each way. Ogene shooting 80% from the foul line this year, but can't make the front end of the 1-and-1. Big Tom able to get an offensive rebound. A 3-second difference in the shot clock and game clock. Big Tom has the post up, they don't get it to him. Intercepted by Gaston with a shot, with the clock winding down. Missed. Put back, no. And then it falls for Jackson Young, and not a superb finish to the half for CMU. They had cut the deficit to 3. Grandview goes on a run and makes it a 9-point lead, their largest of the afternoon, into the locker room. Yeah, Matt Sherman is hot.
Well, in that last little stretch there towards the end of the half, Central does cut it to 4.
We're just about set for the start of the second half from Puckett Fieldhouse in Fayette. Grandview leads CMU 41-32. I'm Aaron Mosier with Eagles Hall of Famer Dave Fox. Eagles had cut the deficit to 3 for a brief moment. Grandview went on a run to end the first half of play after a few turnovers in a row. Those 7 turnovers for CMU have been costly. 18 points in the paint for the Vikings. They've been led by Davian Gaston, who has had 14 points, 5 rebounds. Tyson O'Genny, 13 points, 3 triples on the day for the Eagles.
And Aaron, I think the timing of those turnovers is the most important thing. 2 of those came in the last minute of the first half.
And a travel on Lucas Helms.
Plus, we also have to mention you've got both Gay and Reams back in the game with just 2 fouls.
Yeah, Gay played 12 minutes of that first half. Isaiah Reams played just 7.
Wow.
Eagles need number 2 on the floor. And those skip passes have been dangerous all day for the Eagles. Helms elevates and drew the foul.
Again, Central a little slow getting back on the defensive end. And as we've seen tonight, this team out of Des Moines, any chance and opportunity they have to push the pace, they are going to. And they've got a lot of folks that can do that.
After the turnover by Prater, he'll be replaced by Giddy. Helms shooting 77% at the stripe this year. He is the athlete of the year at his high school, Lincoln Southwest. And he gives Grandview a double-digit lead, 11-point advantage for the Vikings on the road in Fayette. Looking for a separating win that would just about guarantee the Vikings the 3rd seed into the conference tournament. And Reams able to draw a foul. And that is the 3rd personal on Lucas Helms. So that'll bring Jones Winslow into the game. And now the Vikings dealing with a bit of foul trouble themselves. And another errant pass. Lackadaisical. Jones Winslow punctuates the fast break with the jam. Just a lack of focus right now for CMU.
And this is danger time for Central Methodist. Obviously, as efficient as this basketball team, Grandview is, tighten up.
Off-ball foul. That's on Reams. That's his 3rd. Indeed it is. So not a great finish to the first half and not a fantastic start to the second half as Grandview has continued their run. A 10-0 run since the last minute of the first half. Young off the crossover. Lost his footing, and they say it's off an Eagle.
Interesting. I thought he just lost his balance and lost the ball, but the official saw it otherwise.
Jones Winslow left it short. Gay with a tough rebound. We need Raphael Gay to become more involved in some way. They need him to be more active than what he was in Des Moines. It's just too much of an X factor to not be more in this game. And right on cue, there he is. Great screen and roll.
Good job, Coach Mosier. Good call.
That's what he did against Culver Stockton, even when he wasn't necessarily scoring. He was finding an impact. Young, cut off. Knutson, with a nice drop in.
Again, Young coming out the second half. Talked about his presence, multi-year player, leadership, excellent pass that time.
Reeves. Over to Bonaparte. Get it into Gay. Here comes the double. Bonaparte is open. And he can't rattle it in. So The defensive game plan and execution has been on point today for Grandview. And the Eagles, on the other hand, have certainly lost their focus today. Down by 15. Grandview with another inspired effort on the road. Ogene drew the foul, and he'll have 3 free throws. That's the first personal on Worrell.
And that is a break for Central Methodist as well. Outside of Gay's easy 2, a minute and a half ago, Central Methodist has not found the scoreboard.
I think this is one of those games where I think Matt Sherman just expects more out of his team. They've had off nights this second semester in between some really great stretches of play. The losses to Grandview, Missouri Baptist, really costly. Did not shoot well in those games.
You know, Aaron, you also have to be prepared for different styles of play. You talk about this Grandview team that comes in here nationally ranked offensively, doesn't turn the ball over, wins the rebounding battle. Top team defensively, certainly in the heart. They play a different way. Scouts need to become important, and that's why the Heart of America Conference is a great conference, because any given night, different personnel, different styles, and different players, and there's a nice steal by Gay.
Don't have to add much to that. That provides a bit of spark and a jolt in this building. That cuts the deficit. Eagles down by 11. Raphael Gay single-handedly trying to change this game. And he got a piece of that, but Knutson stays persistent. This Grandview team just experience never wavers, never falters. That's why they're 6-3 on the road this year. Skip pass, Perkins. Eagles trying to create some openings. They have the matchup against Gay. Here's the double. Bonaparte. Tough fall away. Can't get help from the rim.
I love the drive, love the action. Again, Central just can't get the shots to fall.
Gaston slipped, and there's a foul. Isaiah Bonaparte, his first personal. So just under 16 minutes to go. Grandview up by 13. Young against Ogene. Lost the ball. Raphael Gay. Look at his athleticism.
Get in there.
Count it. Raphael Gay is doing his part to try to get CMU back into this game. That's 10 points for the big fella.
Gay was just 4 points at half. You talked about poor performance in Des Moines against this team. See, he could spark this Eagle basketball team and get them back in this game.
Now, you can have your arguments, but when Raphael Gay flips the switch, he's the best player in the conference. Unable to convert the three-point play. Nice back pick by Bonaparte. So the Eagles with a chance to make this a single-digit game again. Raphael Gay, be smart this time, throw it out. Reset the possession. Eagles have to take this one step at a time.
Let's see if Gay's involved in this half-court set here. Let's get him a touch.
Perkins sets his feet. Short. And the Eagles just not having enough legs right now on the deep ones. CMU now 4 of 18 from beyond the arc. Just not going to get the job done against this quality of opponent. Basketball stays with Grandview, 15:02 to play.
And you know, it's interesting, Aaron, too. We had back-to-back turnovers, right? We talked about runs and half-court efficiency. Grandview's a little sloppy here. Good start to the second half. couple minutes here where they've turned it over to sloppy, and Central has gotten back into it, but just couldn't knock down the shot to get this thing cut to single digits. And another turnover.
8th one of the day for the Vikings. They only average 10.5 turnovers a game, top 25 nationally. Eagles could use a few more of those. Down by 11, under 15 minutes to play. We'll step aside on the Urban Edge Network. .55 to go. Grandview 51, CMU 40. Let's give you a quick score update from around the heart. Missouri Valley leads Culver Stockton 60 to 52. 10 minutes to play in Canton. Park leads Baker 42 to 37 in Baldwin City. Mid-American Nazarene trails William Penn 65 to 80 in Oskaloosa. Less than 8 minutes to play there. Of course, already had an upset today. Missouri Baptist defeated Graceland and in St. Louis. One of the better wins of the year for any Art Conference team. Makes it less of a guarantee that the Yellow Jackets will get that first bid into the national tournament. Blow by. Isaiah Bonaparte gets to the rim. 9-point game. Eagles continue to chisel into the deficit.
And let's see if Grandview does a better job taking care of the basketball. Turned it over the last 3 or 4 possessions.
Perkins almost got one. Whirl. Great back cut by Jones. Winslow, just such an intelligent team. Beat Davian Giddy on the backside. Ogene into Gay. Doubled. Giddy. Bonaparte against the veteran Gaston, the pull-up. Goes!
Now it's about getting stops. Again, this Grandview basketball team so impressive. They move. There's constant movement. They know where each other are. They know their capabilities. Another backdoor cut. Beautiful.
Gaston unable to pay it off. Eagles trying to do things on the floor right now without Isaiah Reams. Ogene is wide open. Gotta have that one, and he got it.
In rhythm.
4th triple of the day for Ogene. Game high 18 points, and he's come up big today when Isaiah Reams has been in foul trouble. Timeout on the floor. Dennis Schaefer wants to talk things over with his group. 13-11 to play. And it looks like both sides have gone to their respective benches, so we'll take the break with them on the Urban Edge Network.
Before the lights, there's the grind. Every hour, every hit, every moment carved in sweat and sacrifice. Now, it's your stage. From grind to glory, 516 Sports Capital builds the stage for your story.
Eagles have cut the deficit to 6 with that last Tyson Ogene triple. 13-11 to play. Aaron Mosier with Dave Fox on the Urban Edge Network in Fayette, Puckett Fieldhouse. Grandview third place in the PRS right now. CMU fourth. Both sides fighting to make sure they get a first round bye for the Hart Conference tournament.
Air change of defense coming out of that timeout by Matt Sherman and the Central Methodist Eagles now in their matchup zone.
Davis forces one, and that rolls out. Great rebound by Perkins. Bonaparte off the pick and roll, looks for Gay. Dangerous pass, intercepted by Davis. Jones Winslow. Bonaparte got his paws on it.
He's out of bounds.
Should be CMU basketball.
Yes.
Indeed it is. And I think that's been the story of the day for Bonaparte. You know, the turnovers have been costly today and have really hurt you, but he's fighting on the defensive end. He's had a couple of nice buckets in the second half as well.
Oh, I totally agree. And again, freshman, younger player, may make mistakes, but he is making up for them. Great hustle that time, getting back and creating another turnover for Grandview.
And he's doing this right now without Isaiah Reams.
Right.
And Reams on the bench with 3 fouls. When would you look to put him back in the game?
Well, let's kind of see this young man right there, Bonaparte, if he can knock that down. Great look, just couldn't. I suspect he'll be back in here pretty quick.
Rafael Gay still with just 2. Lucas Helms has been stuck on the Grandview bench with 3 himself. Well, now he's back in the game. Jones Winslow finds Gaston. Big feed to Winslow. That J was hesitated and missed.
Another great opportunity for Central. Central starting to get some stops here in the second half. That's a good place for it to go.
And Rafael Gay earns the foul. Wanted the and one, was that close? Gay shooting 59% from the stripe this year.
Yeah, of all the things he does, and he does so many things so well, free throw shooting is one of those that I think we could all agree we wish could be a little better. As you mentioned, just 59% from the free throw line.
Eagles have been much better at the foul line recently until today. That's now 6 of 11 this afternoon. They have shot 70% or better from the foul line the last 9 games, and they've been at the 85% mark over the last 4. They were 28 of 34 at the foul line against Culver Stockton. That really put them over the top.
Hit some critical free throws in overtime, too, to get that win.
They make 17 free throws a game. That's 14th best in the country. Rafael Gay cuts the deficit to 5. 11:50 to play.
11:50 to play, and you talked about Isaiah Reams. He is back in the lineup for Coach Sherman.
You know that they might try to go after him, pick up that 4th. Helms against Giddy.
Good D.
Great defense. What a great stretch of defensive effort from the Eagles. They have locked back in after a difficult start to the second half. They had that stretch where they had given up 10 unanswered points. Now they've cut the deficit to 5. Bonaparte, great hesitation, great feed to Gay. Hot pass, he's trying to handle it, he's tied up. Possession arrow will stay with CMU.
Boy, it was so well executed by Bonaparte. I don't know if Gay was quite ready for that pass or not. He caught it down low. Credit Grandview. Great job collapsing on the big guy, forcing that tie-up.
Both sides shooting 50% from the field.
Wow.
Reams will try to get back into this game, and that one's off target. 11:05 to play. This win would speak volumes for the Eagles. Snap a 6-game win streak of Grandview. David Giddy with the foul against Helms.
Helms also has been in some foul trouble. Been on the bench here a lot the second half.
First one goes for Helms. Grandview now 10 of 12 at the stripe as a team. 26 points in the paint.
For Grandview, I'd say that's pretty efficient offense. That's why those shooting percentages are up above 50% too, Aaron.
CMU winning this second half thus far by 2. More work to do. Down by 7. Giddy tries to go to work. Got to go. 7 points for Giddy off the bench. And credit to him. You know, he didn't play a lot against Culver Stockton.
Yep.
Just hung in there today and has provided some critical minutes. Helms spins into the lane. Heaved it up, missed it. And off of Helms. Seen from up here that it was off of CMU. It's been a frustrating day for Lucas Helms. He's had that foul trouble. He's been 2 of 6 from the field. He has been perfect at the foul line. Eagles have also done a good job of holding Jackson Young in check. He's got just 6 points.
Well, Gaston too. I don't know if he scored the second half. He had 12 and 14 in the first half. Central's done a nice job on him as well.
Gay sets the pick. Bonaparte wants to dance against Knutson. A nasty crossover.
It's got to become patent this second semester has it. Nasty crossover, got space, separation, great elevation, and Aaron, we've got a 3-point basketball game.
Helms gives it to Young against O'Genny. What a jab step and pull up off the heel. Tapped up Knutson. Man, he has provided a great impact on the board. Grandview winning the rebounding battle right now by 4. And there's a foul by Bonaparte on Helms. Joe Knutson, 4 points, 5 rebounds today. Now they've hit the under 10 timeout, 9:23 to play. Eagles have cut the deficit to 3, still trying to chisel away and maybe pick up a big-time win in Puckett Fieldhouse. We'll step aside on the Urban Edge Network. Eagles trailing Grandview by 3, 9:23 to play in this one. Grandview has possession out of the break. Jackson Young to inbound. And off-ball foul as Lucas Helms was trying to cut and goes against Giddy. That's his 3rd personal, so 16 fouls on the Eagles, 4 on the Vikings.
You want to try to prevent, I'm assuming Grandview shoots free throws well, Aaron, and over 9 minutes to go. That's something we're going to be looking at very closely, is that foul count.
Helms. Stop, turn around. Ball short, and another defensive stop for CMU. Chance to tie with a 3. O'Genny will try to do that. And a little off target. And he's had a ton of good looks today. Dumping Knutson. Pivots. Short. Rafael Gay. More impressive enforcement down low. Right back to it, Isaiah Reams. trying to find his way back into this game. There's the teardrop, and it goes.
I'm just going to make the comment, Reams needs to get back into the offensive flow. Been in foul trouble, has not been an offensive factor. This is only his 4th point in this basketball game. You got to look to your senior, your leader. There we go.
Right on cue. Reams gives CMU the lead. This team just has a different level of mental toughness than past groups have had.
Well, they're doing it on the defensive end. Defense matters, you know. Defense also travels, and so, and it's just, I say that, what a nice drive by Helms, one of their better players. Nice finish with the left, but nonetheless, they've gotten back into this game because they've gotten stops.
Giddy, Reams, and that's a foul on Gaston. First personal on Gaston. 5 team fouls now in Grandview. R.J. Davis Jr. in for Knutson. You have to imagine, too, with how much Raphael Gay and Isaiah Reams have had to sit, that Matt Sherman's going to keep them in this game for a lengthy period of time. You just need them on the floor, especially with the effort other guys have put in today, stepping up.
Well, those are 2 guys that got you in this position, right? Biggest part of it, and I couldn't agree with you more. Good pass.
Good basketball. Enjoyable to watch, and CMU leads by 1. Great attack, and Gaston with the response. Back and forth game. That's what we expect coming into the afternoon, into this evening. Reams off the screen against Knutson. No whistle, he was blocked. Under 7 minutes to play. Gaston turns the corner. Look at the speed. Wow. Man, he is athletic.
You're seeing big-time plays by big-time players from both these teams. That's what you would expect.
Eagles trying to start the possession with a feed to Gay. It's been denied. Reams over to Ogene, and he is wide open.
Boy, good look.
Tough misses for Ogene today, and the Eagles are now 5 of 21 from beyond the arc. They need another stop, down by a triple. Helms wants to dance, pull up, got it. And now Grandview, you knew they would have a response. You know they'd go on a run themselves. Eagles just have to weather the storm. Now by 5. Gay throws it away, 5:42 to go.
Yep, miscommunication that time by Gay and O'Ginty.
First turnover, and a lot of time for CMU.
It's also time to get a stop. And now you look at 3 players for Grandview that they're probably going to go to.
And Bonaparte picks up the foul. His 3rd personal, 17th foul on the Eagles, and so Grandview into the bonus. Just 68% from the foul line this year. That's at the bottom, 11th in the conference. They've been good today, only a couple of misses. Gaston shoots it at a 68% clip himself.
You're talking about Young, Helms, and Gaston, really the big 3. Probably going to have a lot to do with what's going on offensively the rest of this game for Grandview. Central had actually taken the lead in this basketball game, but the combination of those 3 players for Grandview has extended this lead back to 7 for the Vikings.
Foul off ball. Knutson picks up his 4th personal. Right out of foul trouble. Knutson with 4. Luke Lucas Helms with 3. Reams and Prater both with 3 for CMU. Reams dances, spin move. Great defense by Gaston. Bonaparte sets his feet. Short. And Gaston with the rebound. Man, he has been terrific today. He's powered Grandview to the 7-point advantage. I think the Eagles could use a timeout. Next stoppage in play will be the under 5. This is back to the game the Vikings won. Half court, they have the control. Jackson Young kicks it out. Jones Winslow almost stolen away by Ogene. Gaston drains it. Man,
Boy,
what a day.
Yep.
What a day for Davian Gaston.
good execution by the Vikings there, and it's a game of inches, right? We get that deflection head the other way. It's a different story.
And Ogene draws a foul. So after CMU had the lead for a couple of brief moments, now trailed by 10, Ogene will be at the stripe. 4:25 to go. Let's see if the Eagles can pull themselves off the mat one more time today. We'll step aside on the Urban Edge Network. Grandview up by 10, 4:25 to play. Vikings 68, Eagles 58 with Tyson Ogene at the stripe. 18 points for Tyson tonight, so that's 13 straight games for him in double figures. And first one dances in. Both go for Ogene. 8-point game. Eagles bring the full court press. Trying to speed up Grandview. It's been mixed results, whether that's been successful or not. Grandview has shown a lot of veteran experience to weather some of their own storms. Helms out to Worrell. Helms against Gay. Jab step. Into the chest, steps back. 6 on the shot clock. Young. Wow.
2 seasoned veterans right there. Helms didn't get what he liked. Young created some space. Nice little kiss off the glass.
Reams. Great hustle by Helms on the backside. Another turnover for CMU today. Winslow spins it out. 6 on the shot clock. Young against Reams. Pull up. Good grief.
Tough shot. Tough shot. Eagles got to push the pace, try to get something quick if they can. Most importantly, score and get to the free throw line.
Ogene foul.
Okay. Clock stopped. Chance to cut into this lead. 3:01 remaining.
Fouls on Vikings, number 11,
as a coach, what do you just try to say to your team? You're doing a good job defensively to the very end of the shot clock, and they're just knocking down tough buckets.
Well, I think you knew this was going to be this type of game coming in. Goes back to your scout personnel, defensive intensity. All those things come into play. But you think Central got back into this game because Grandview was a little sloppy. Central got some stops, and Central made some buckets. Grandview's the one that's making buckets right now, and Central's come up empty. They've had some really good looks.
22 points now for Ogene. 10-point game, 2:47 to play. Grandview would love to just milk and burn away this clock. Gaston turns the corner.
Wow.
And this time he left it short. CMU caught a break. Got to take advantage. Ogene off the screen. Grandview continues to compete heavily on the defensive end. Step back, Ogene, got it! Big time shot, 7-point game. Ogene with 25. Grandview just continues to work on the defensive end. I mean, look at what they're doing to try to deny Raphael Gay the basketball.
Oh, absolutely. It's been that way the entire basketball game. And, and your question a while ago, players make plays. And we're at that time of year where players have to make big-time plays. Ogene right there, what a great shot. You look at Grandview, got multiple players, correct, that are confident to make those type of plays. Now you got to have confidence as Central Methodist in your defense to get a stop. One of those three players, I guarantee you, is going to be involved in scoring the basketball. Central knows that. So collectively, as a team, that's going to be our priority. And you also got to remember this. Grandview's done a pretty good job on the glass today. Defensive possession has to be completed with a defensive rebound. No offensive rebounds is critical as well in getting stops.
2:15 to go. Eagles down by 7. Looking to extend a 6-game home winning streak.
Gaskin, Helms, or Young.
Down to 8 on the shot clock. Jones Winslow off the switch, backs down against Reams. He holds his ground. Ogene gets in there, and the steal. Reams able to come out with it. Bonaparte to Reams. Gay is just desperate for positioning. Reams attacks against Gaston. That won't go. Gay tries to keep it alive. It's off of Grandview. CMU keeps possession. Eagles keep fighting. It is a scramble on the floor right now. A smart sub by Dennis Schaefer to get Knutson into the game. Getting off a couple of screens, able to drive, gets it over to Gay, up and in, 5-point game. What does CMU have in the tank? 1:15 to go. Need another stop.
Gaston, Young, Helms for somebody other than one of those three to make a play.
Off the screen, Young, short. Knutson sails in. That earns an extra possession for Grandview. Dennis Schaefer calls a timeout. Maybe an inadvertent whistle.
I believe that's correct.
So thought maybe Dennis Schaefer wanted a timeout instead.
Same thing. We talked about offensive rebounds just a second ago, Aaron, and Central got another stop, just couldn't complete it.
And that's why Knutson's on the floor.
Yes, it is.
9 on the shot clock. Winding down. Gaston spins. My goodness. Now Dennis Schaefer gets his timeout. Davian Gaston, one of the best performances on this floor all year. 27 points, and he's had shots of all difficulties. I don't know how he even got that one off. Just impressive.
Players making plays, Aaron. I mean, that's what it's about, and it's that time of year. Central with 44 seconds. Obviously, you've got to get a quick shot. Coach Sherman, I'm sure, has some things in his offensive arsenal to do just that. Look for maybe Oginti for a three. Obviously, Reams and his ability to get downhill. Most important thing is to score, get this clock stopped if you're a Central Methodist Eagle. Central with 2 timeouts remaining. The Vikings with 1.
Grandview 2 games back of Graceland, 1.5 or half a game back of William Penn in the general standings, but right now 3rd in the PRS. Solidify their place with this win today. Ogene contested, knocks it down anyway. 28 points for Tyson Ogene. It's a 4-point game, 29 seconds to go. Timeout, Matt Sherman, 1 remaining for both sides.
How about the week that young man has had? Wednesday night, what, 26?
28, back-to-back 28.
Back-to-back. How impressive is that?
Matches his season high.
I think we're at the point in time, Aaron, you can maybe try to see if you can get a steal. In the full court, maybe something at half court from a trap. I think you're going to probably have to foul. I think Coach Sherman and staff's looking at those stats and trying to figure out which Viking, if any, maybe is the poorest free throw shooter on the flip side. I've said this for the last 15 minutes. Helms, Gaston, and Young may be the only 3 players that touched the basketball for Grandview.
There's several players on the floor that shoot worse than 70%. They just haven't been able to hit them today. They get it to Jackson Young, and foul. They don't give the foul. Wow.
I'll be darned.
That's ridiculous. I guess Ogene's got to tackle him. 3-3. That's off. And that'll wrap it up. Ball game. Grandview walks into Puckett Fieldhouse today and had more in the tank than CMU. And they were just better down the stretch. A better defensive team, more disciplined.
Yep.
And win this one to move to 19-7 overall. They have won 7 in a row. They've won 3 in a row against CMU, and that's back-to-back wins they've gotten in Puckett Fieldhouse.
You know, and certainly all is not lost for Central Methodist, but, you know, Aaron, this had a big-time postseason feel to it. Central played well. Grandview played a little bit better.
That early foul trouble by Reams and Gay just took CMU out of their rhythm and took them out of the game.
And there was a spurt there, obviously. They were up 11, and, you know, this is a game of spurts, as you know, a game of runs. And I think Grandview had some better runs and weathered the storm when Central came back. You know, you tell me another interesting stat that I appreciate so many of the things that you share for our listeners. And Central Methodist, when they score 77 points or more, share that with me again.
That's all their wins have been 77 or more points. That's 17 wins. They got to 70 today. Very frustrating finish to this game for CMU, and credit Grandview in each of the games this year against the Eagles. They have taken away either Raphael Gay or Isaiah Reeves. Raphael Gay eventually got going today to provide a nice performance in the second half, but they have been able to take one of them away, and that has been to the detriment of the Eagles.
Well, I don't know about you, very entertaining basketball game. Probably the most entertaining game that I've had a chance to watch this year broadcasting with you. And both these teams, you know, have a lot to be proud of. Now for Central, I agree with you. Tough loss today. You got 2 huge games next week to make sure you continue or keep your status, obviously, in the rankings, so you get an opportunity to get into postseason play and hopefully make some noise.
It's just the details to, you know, the past couple of years, you've been right on the precipice of being one of the top 3 teams in the conference and in the tournament play. And, you know, really set yourself up for success in the postseason. There's been games like this where you're right there.
Yeah.
It's just
Let's
It's
talk
a
about
hard
the-
conference to win in.
Well, that's the most important thing. It's a very competitive conference, and you had big-time upset today, at Mobast over Grandview. So on any given night, there's no question about it. And the margin of error, whether it's getting an offensive, getting a defensive rebound, 4 empty possessions. That's a great thing about this game of basketball, and tough one for sure. But hey, I'll see you Wednesday night.
Appreciate it, Dave Fox, Eagles Hall of Famer. We'll have Matt Sherman coming up here in just a moment for our post-game interview. Final score in this one, Grandview 76, CMU 70. 28 points for Tyson Ogene. Davian Gaston with a big night himself. Matt Sherman just about to join us as the 6-game home win streak is snapped. Eagles now 9-3 at home. They fall to 17-9 overall, 11-7 in conference play. Grandview moves to 19-7 overall and 14-6 in Hart play. We're here with Coach Sherman after that loss, a tough finish to tonight's game. You guys were able to get back in it eventually. Not the greatest stretch at the end of the half to the beginning of the half, but you take the lead at a couple brief moments. But they just have so many seasoned veterans guys, and they were not phased in the second half, and eventually they get the job.
Yeah, we just didn't play smart. Our top guys didn't show up tonight, and theirs did. Bottom line, we had some guys that tried to get us through some stretches, but their game plan was to take Reams and take Gay out of the game, and they did. They went right at us early and got Reams in foul trouble, but he was gambling and took himself out of position. He did exactly what we said they were going to do, and he just wasn't in the game right there with that, which is just uncharacteristic of him, which is kind of what made me upset. But we just made too many mistakes, offensively and defensively. We didn't adapt to the game as it was going on. Just not really how we've been playing the last couple of weeks, and that's what's frustrating. So I don't feel like we gave Grandview our best shot tonight, and that's what's frustrating. So, you don't win them all, but if you lose, you want to lose giving them your best, and I don't think we gave Grandview our best tonight.
Yeah, they're just so disciplined and physical on the defensive end, and that led you to some of your guys are trying to force passes, trying to skip them across the floor, and at the end of the day, they're a little dangerous, and that allowed a few turnovers. Just when you're trying to face a team that's as disciplined as that defensively, what do you even kind of go into a game thinking that you can try to accomplish?
Well, we knew we had to be smarter. We knew we had to have better spacing and better ball movement and get to our spots. And that's even what we talked about at halftime. We were trying to run plays in the first half, and we weren't getting to our spots. We weren't setting screens the way they needed to be set. We were just laying passes out there at the end of the first half, just hoping that our guys would be there, and they weren't. And like you said, a good team will be there. Now, I will say I think the game was called very poorly tonight. It allowed Grandview to be very physical with us, and that rewarded them and not us. And it wasn't necessarily physical at the basket. It was physical on the perimeter and the way they guarded and really pushed us off of our spots. And but we've got to adapt. We've got to work harder to get to our spots, and we just didn't do that. I think we wanted to complain and feel sorry for ourselves instead of just buckling down and finding ways to win. And that's what we'd been doing the last couple of weeks, and that's not what we did tonight. And that's why Grandview's going to be in the spot that they're in the conference, and it's going to be hard for us to overtake them now for third.
Yeah, you have to flush that one away, but you've got to quickly rebound against a good Missouri Baptist team that defeated Graceland today, this coming Wednesday. And they played a game where it was low scoring, and you guys weren't able to get over the top. What do you want to see from your team in a change against a good team again?
It's just, MoBap, again, they're going to be a very physical defensive team, and we're going to have to get over feeling sorry for ourselves and, find the energy and find our rhythm. But also keep that on the defensive end. We're going to have to play both sides for 40 minutes. And, I think tonight we had some guys that were in our feelings instead of just buckling down and realizing this is the end of the season, and we gotta figure out ways to play. I've got to do a better job of making sure I've got the right guys out there on the floor at the right time. We had a group in there that played really well middle of the second half, and they got a little tired right there, and we had to put subs back in. Maybe that wasn't the right group, and we should have went back in with them as soon as they were ready to go, whether it's our starters or not. So, but we'll reevaluate that and make sure we're ready to go for next week.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to see you guys rebound against Missouri Baptist this coming Wednesday. Final score, Grandview 76, CMU 70. We thank you so much for joining us all day on the Urban Edge Network and the Hart Conference Network. It will be the final regular season home game of the year, again, this coming Wednesday against Missouri Baptist. For Dave Fox, I'm Aaron Mosier. For Jeff Sherman and Rachel Moore, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time.